Hello, I'm Michael Barnes. I'm live from my studio here. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I love printmaking. I guess the reason I love printmaking is, in part, the process. I love the equipment and the tools, the stones. I love lithography in particular, and I just really love working with this medium. The way my drawings translate into lithography, so the way a crayon drawing from a lithostone will translate into a lithographic image on paper is very similar to what a drawing might look like if I was to draw it with pencil or colored pencils. Yet I'm able to layer color in a very different way and get a lot of luminosity through it. Currently I'm working on this print, which is, he's kind of the dreamer. He's a man sitting in a sandbox with his little sailboat on his head, kind of dreaming of being off at sea. His companion's in the background trying to pull the pail up from the well. But as you can see, the rope is a continuous rope, so he's forever pulling the rope. So I'm doing some color proofing on that, and the last print I did was a blue, and it's a little dark. So I'm going to go back in and do some touch up on it. Pretty close to being done with this piece. Key image of this one was printed in France at the Atelier Le Grand Village. And I started the image there, and I've been working up the color. It was printed from a stone, and I've been working up the color gradually through printing at home. So some of my other studio areas, you can see my garage. Here's one of the films I used to create the plate. This is a plate that I have prepared that will be the blue plate. I had to do some corrections on it. I had to take some tone out of the sandbox area because I felt that made the sand too blue. The rest of the image, I think the blue actually worked okay. So we'll get that set up and ready to go. A couple other my favorite pieces of equipment is my big boy roller. So this thing is a 34-inch face length. So it'll roll out 22 by 30 image size, a full sheet. My studio is in my home garage, so it's a very nice, cozy, tight space. But it works very, very effectively for what I need to do with my own work. So probably my favorite piece of equipment here is my printing press. It's my tried and true Takish. 1999 is the year it was made. I bought it from Ken Hale, who is a professor at University of Texas in Austin. And then I had my one of my former students, Kyle Turner, who lives in New York now, do pinstriping on it, so you can see some pretty fancy pinstriping work. Over here is one of my other, I have a lot of favorite possessions in printmaking. This is a brand new stone that I just bought a couple years ago from Germany, and it's straight from the Sonhoven quarries, where they quarry the best limestone in the world. And I have prepared it, and I'm going to finally start a drawing on it. So over in the corner you can see my messy studio. That's where I grain the stone. So I sand the stone down and then I prepare it for a drawing. This is a very large stone, and this is a drawing, a reductive drawing I've been working on for some time. And the reflective light will probably make it kind of hard to see, but you can see this figure on a big roller, and there's a blimp in the background that's on fire, and a lot of happy stuff. So he has a rope that's sort of trying to pull him along through this landscape. So that one's been in the works for a few years. So I started that probably about 10 years ago, and it's a very time-consuming process. One other little guy here that I have, I collect a lot of sort of weird little things. This is my little devil guy that holds my magnesium carbonate that I use to mix in with the ink to stiffen it. My ink slab's right here, and my backyard's right there. My dog's in the house, so I can play with my dog whenever I need to and or want to. Thank you for taking this time to go through my studio with me.